I've watched Curtis's presentation probably 4 times now, and frankly, Curtis, it makes me sick. I know. It ought to make you sick too when you look and see what's happened to our food system, and it really distresses. Acid indigestion when I hear that, and yet it stirs me up each time to get busy and start working a little bit harder. And I appreciate very much the work you've put into that presentation, Curtis. Friends of the Fields was born out of that concern that we weren't doing anything. The county had asked us to help give them some guidance on how to protect the farmland. They knew it was disappearing, and we put together a pretty good plan, and we sat back and waited, and nothing happened. The county did almost nothing with our recommendations. And after about, maybe 3-4 years of thinking about that inability to do anything, several of us, including Nash and Curtis and myself and a few other folks, got together and formed a nonprofit, and they said we could probably bring some of the power of other foundations and money together to begin to actually take some actions to save our farmland. And it's pretty scary. That first year we had $800 in the bank, and a farm came up for sale that was really seemed critical to saving local farmland, and we stepped out and bought it for $240,000. And we spent a lot of time then trying to pay off that, but to date we have protected about 150 acres, and that includes a lot of help from the North Olympic Land Trust that Patty might have told you about. But it's been a really a difficult uphill exercise, and yet it is so satisfying to know that we're protecting some of the things that are so dear to us and so important when we think about local food supply and when we think about food security and the goodness, all those benefits that Curtis told you about that come from producing food locally. And to keep that money in the community is extremely important. And PCC, I think Nash was probably one of the people who stimulated PCC to form the Farmland Trust and to actually begin protecting land. And correct me if I'm wrong on that, but we owe a great deal in this valley, and you folks owe a great deal in this valley to the presence of people like Nash who stimulated you to go ahead and work on saving farmland. Last year, Friends of the Fields had the honor of making 2 applications to the Washington Wildlife and Recreation Fund, both of which were funded. And one of which took the award as the #1 application, and that's the money that would be used to save the Jeff Brown Dairy. The other one, we were able to save 40 acres of good farmland right in the middle of the city of Sequim. And we used the community resources. We went out and said we need to provide matching monies. We don't have any public monies to do that. And the community came through and we raised $350,000 with Patty McManus's leadership. And, we're able to make those protections. We have nearly tapped out our local community. The folks know that when we're coming, we're looking for money. And so this coming year, we're going to think about expanding our marketing area a little bit. And we're going to go over to an area near us here where there seems to be a lot of foundations and there are a lot of people with a lot of money. So if you see us in your neighborhood, you know what Friends of the Fields is doing. And we're trying desperately to protect some of the very fields and farms and resource lands that you saw today. But we're so glad to have you folks on our side and to know that when we get over in the Seattle area, we've got friends over there. And whether you can introduce us to those folks that have the potential capability of helping us, that'll be great. That'll be wonderful. But at any rate, we'll always look to see you as friends, and appreciate so much being here tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. I wanted to give a shout out to the kitchen crew, everybody in the back. wanted to thank in particular Michaela Nicholas, who's not here tonight, from Field to Fork Catering, Aaron Stark and Michaela Colley, who just left from Cultivated Palate Catering in Port Townsend, and also Dave Long, who just left, and Julie Grattan, who's not here, who helped out from Oven Spoonful. So a real community effort to get everyone fed tonight. We've also got the Mount Townsend Creamery to thank for the dank cheese on your plate tonight. Was that good, folks? I mean, that was good. And Pawnee Dan Moore was hooking up some bread, and we are just so grateful for this amazing community we have with so much food in every direction. And you drove all the way out today and hung out in the freezing cold rain, a little taste of farming in the winter. We ordered that just for you. We didn't want no sunshine. We weren't going to fool you, but thank you so much. Lastly, two musicians who are going to be joining us here in a little bit. Get our blood moving, kick it up a notch. We'll kick some tables out of the way. We got dessert and coffee coming, so if you feel like round two, we'd love to hang out and boogie.